Hello, hello. Welcome to Art Friends, where we are friends who like art. This is one sole art friend. I apologize, I'm by myself, but this is actually after everything was recorded. I'm putting this in as I am editing. I wanted to put this precursor in front of the episode and explain a couple things. First off, it is me, Coda, one of the beloved art friends, and I was not able to make it to record on this episode. However, there is joy in the world still because they managed to get two lovely guest stars. They got our good friend SpeedScape, who goes by Speed, and our good friend CrazyMay. They are wonderful, and because they collaborated on this episode, they'll be talking about collaborations in general. Now, I put this in front of the episode because I felt it necessary to clarify one little key point that is just one little thing they forgot to mention, and that's that we are all in this Discord server. If you don't know what Discord is, it's a social media almost that allows you to connect to people through voice chat, through text, and find people who like what you like. And there's a server on there built for artists called the Artist Guild that we are all in. Every month, the Artist Guild does this big collaboration where you're given a prompt, you're given a theme, and you are told to draw something based off that theme. And in the very end, everyone's drawings are put under this one huge drawing. So you get this background filled with different styles and different arts and different interpretations of the theme all into one big drawing, and it's really, really cool. Now, why I felt the need to put this in front of the episode is because they talk a bit about the Artist Guild and the Artist Guild collaborations, or collabs for short. And I just wanted to clarify that that is what they're talking about. Whenever they say draw a background, they're talking about the background for the Artist Guild collab, or they say interpret the prompt, they're talking about the prompt for the Artist Guild collab. Now, of course, they venture into different types of collabs later in the episode, but I just wanted to put this in front of it to clarify that. All right. Thank you all so much for listening to Art Friends. I apologize for the little bamboozle where my voice is here, but I'm not actually here. This is editing Coda. And yes, enjoy the guest stars. They are lovely people. I will see you later. And now, coming in is the Art Friends episode. Cue the intro music that we don't have. It's familiar, but not too.
Hi, welcome to Art Friends. We are friends who do art. I am today followed by Comer,
Hello.
CrazyMay,
Hello.
and Boda.
Joking, it's me, Speed.
Why is the complete and utter silence so freaking hilarious?
The best part is that there was
nothing.
it was like those white noises. It was just like.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah. Anyways, today's topic, since we are so many people that are collaborating on this episode, the topic is collaborations.
Should we actually explain that we're missing a member and that we have two other ones here?
No. Coda, we kicked him off because we don't like him anymore. That's why I took his last introduction.
Yep.
We just...
Surely is the reason.
Definitely 100%. It's not college.
Nope. Not
Anyways.
graduation at all.
We have invited SpeedScape and CrazyMay today because it's a very special episode.
Let's do a quick 1 minute introduction round to give CrazyMay and SpeedScape 1 minute to introduce themselves.
You're
Sure.
putting us on the spot here.
1 minute introduction. Who are we starting with?
I think we start with CrazyMay because Speed has more to say.
Do I?
Oh,
What do I have to say?
that's passive aggressive. Jeez.
You would almost think that I'm overall passive aggressive, but I'm more passive than aggressive, dude.
So CrazyMay, introduce yourself.
I am CrazyMay. I have Instagram, so if you want, go check it out. Or if not, then it's fine. I don't mind either way.
Perfect. Yeah, her Instagram would actually be linked in the description, just as ours, but not Coda's.
Yeah, not Codas. Never Codas.
Are we actually not putting Coda in the description?
He's not here anymore.
Wait, just put Coda. Colon. No. Alright, Speed. 1 minute. Introduce
Okay.
yourself.
My name is Speed. I do art. I like to paint, and I like to draw, and I like lots of things to do with art. What else can I say? Should I say how I started and stuff like that?
You have 1 minute. I mean, you have like 20 seconds left,
Fine.
so have fun with the time.
I started off doing comic book artwork, inspired by people like Jim Lee, Greg Capullo, those kind of people. And then now I do more painting stuff
Who's Jim Lee?
because, yeah. Did you say who's Jim Lee?
Yeah.
Really? Are we
Okay.
starting that? No, we're not starting this again.
Well,
we
yeah,
started the episode, and Speed is already like personally offended.
Yeah, I am offended.
Oh god.
Offended me in the last one, and now offended me again.
This
Speech is
this
conflict
podcast is
now.
actually not called Art Friends, it's called Trigger Speed Friends. Art
Art
Enemies.
enemies. Anyhow, today we're talking about collaborations, and we have one extra person, like in numbers, array of opinions, which is fun.
Or messy.
Or
Depends.
on how good we are at
Yeah.
podcasting. So first,
Yes.
why are collabs even good to do? What are they good for?
I think podcasts are podcasts. Good job, Opalia. You had one job.
Nice.
Collabs are great to, meet new friends, get some different art stats into one drawing. It can actually be like 2 people collabs, but it can also be like 28 people collabs. It can be gigantic.
Yes.
I said that very weirdly.
Gigantic, you say?
Gigantic.
Gigantic.
I think that collabs are also a great way of learning from others. Also, I think it's a great motivation to draw
Yes.
like a topic you would never draw, like landscapes. You would draw landscapes even though you only draw your furries in your closet.
Nice. Subtle, very subtle.
That is actually the reason
Yes.
Coda isn't here today, because that's what he's been
David, you
doing.
spoiled it.
Now everyone will see the freaking furry episode next week, which is exclusively Coda.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Speed, what do you think collabs are handy?
I think collabs are really good because you can work together on a piece and at the same time make it your own. So it's a way to kind of work with other people that still allow yourself to be free with your own artwork, but you can learn from other people and you can also and they can learn from you too, which is basically what you said. Said in a more convoluted way.
No, but this is interesting. So you're saying that it's like a collaborative thing, but you still have creative freedom.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like for example with the topic fashionable quarantine, which was the last topic in the Artist Guild. Join the server. Pretty much fashionable is like a topic many people see in different ways. Like I saw it with a face mask and the bodysuit not worn fully. Meanwhile, my sister thought of sorting socks, It can be very different, even though it's the same topic.
And CrazyMay, what do you think is a good thing about collabs?
Well, like if you're gonna get into any type of art industry or any industry in general, you have to work with other people, and sometimes you have to figure out how to work with difficult people and how to work with easy people and how to communicate ideas properly.
Oh,
that's a very good point.
That's actually very good. Wow.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too, because like, especially in animation and sometimes in illustration, I guess, you really have to be able to communicate with each other and kind of feel each other, if that makes sense.
Yes, you have to know what the goal is and be able to achieve the goal.
Play to each other's strengths and weaknesses too.
And like if you make the collage, for example, you can learn how to compose a picture. Like composition is also a big thing that you need to learn as an artist. So you can also learn that when you're the person doing the background, for example.
Yeah.
Next up, we're going to talk a bit about like just one-on-one person collabs. Like, what are some ways to do it? What's so special about these? What's not so good about these? What would be the drawbacks?
Drawbacks.
No. So, what do you guys think?
For example, Coen, you and I still plan to do that. One person is drawing like the character that is like the main part of the drawing, and the other one is doing like the fore and background pieces, like details that fit into the topic but are in like a very different style. That could be a cool thing.
Have you guys just spoiled your collab that no one knew about?
Yeah, we planned it like 6 months
Probably
ago.
even longer.
I'm not sure if we'll ever finish
I
it.
think we have have it planned since August last year.
Oh,
Something like that.
wow.
Coen, we should really work on that. But
Perfection.
Maybe.
maybe you will even see this as this episode speed paint. Maybe not. We will see.
Maybe. It'd be like a 2-part speed paint. That would be pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Wouldn't it be nice if I was able to record stuff?
Maybe Craig can do it for you.
That would be
What?
so.
How can you record?
Oh yeah.
Craig is always there, Coen.
What?
Talking
always
about
there.
Craig, since no one knows who Craig is. Craig is pretty much
Oh,
a bot
yeah.
on Discord that is saving our behinds right now. Because Speed and I tried to record it with OBS, it didn't work. CrazyMay tried to record it, but her Wi-Fi wasn't good enough, sadly. So we were like, what to do? And then Speed found out about Craig, which is this bot that pretty much goes into the server with you and can record like up to 6 hours. So
Exactly.
You have to play a clip of Craig's incredibly
Yes, we'll play the clip.
incredibly awesome voice.
I would do that, but I can't record Craig.
Oh yeah, true.
Oh yeah. No. We've done fooled ourselves. But yay, going back to the actual topic, on the one-person collabs, Speed and I did a fun one that is both like creative, useful, and it creates art that's like most of the time better than the two of you
That
can
is so
do
true.
on their own. Because it is basically you take like turns. Like at first you both start and you spend 1 hour drawing something, and then you send the files to each other, and the other person works on it some more.
Exactly.
And then another hour passes, and then you switch back and forth, and you could continue doing that for like all eternity, basically.
Yeah.
Exactly. Coen and I did that with Coda, where we pretty much everybody did a sketch, then the next person did the line art, then the next person did the coloring and shading.
Oh yeah.
That's also a thing. Or Coen and I, since I have the nickname Queen of Lips, and Coen is known for his very well-teethed drawings. That was not good English.
Well-teethed.
We kind of did like a drawing of like a chameleon monster, and it was gorgeous. And I think that's like good ways to do that.
Yeah, that's like a general form of collabs where you like both draw on the same piece and both add components to it and do certain stages of it. But the one with that Speed and I did is like particularly interesting because you have that 1 hour time limit.
Oh.
Because you can constantly get like a surprising amount done in that 1 hour.
Even in 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Also, it's a fun way to do like when in quarantine.
Yeah. Something I should add to that collab I did with Coen. I found it really interesting because, as he said, I could make a piece that I could never have made by myself, and I actually learned so much from his actual. It's not even about each other's art skills. Like I feel like that doesn't even matter. It's about learning from each other's style and stuff. For example,
in a way,
I use quite like desaturated colors at the beginning of it, and then he on his next piece he made it like really saturated, and then I ended up really liking that. So then I carried on with that, and with my next pieces I actually made them slightly more saturated than I used to because I found out I liked that because of him.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
exactly.
And I realized from you, Speed, yes, I can talk, that really, like I used to be like kind of safe with my painting and my shading, and I wasn't really that confident in just making like big strokes in a way. That sounds wrong. Anyhow.
Mm-hmm.
Like confident
but no,
lines.
but from your
confident lines.
Yeah, basically confident lines in a way. But really, from you, I realized that doesn't matter how messy it is, you can always sort of tighten it up in the end.
Yeah, exactly.
And I like that. And CrazyMay, have you done any like one-on-one person collabs?
No, because I'm a lazy human being.
That's fine. Then what's your like outside opinion on one-on-one person collabs?
I think I think what Speed said about the whole, or someone, I don't remember, but they said like you learn a lot from one-on-one person collabs, and I can't help but like agree with that from an outside perspective.
Wonderful.
Exactly.
I think they're also really fun to see, like on Instagram or on Discord or wherever.
Yeah.
Just see people working together.
Also,
it makes me happy.
Something else we should talk about in terms of collabs, how it actually helps out each other, like in terms of like a fan base or in terms of viewers and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
that's true.
Like, it's with video collabs, pretty much someone who has a smaller account is kind of getting pushed by a bigger account, you know? But also, like, people from that bigger account, people from that smaller account may not know about the bigger account and see that one, and it's kind of like helping each other to grow.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's a
Social
mutual
media-wise.
benefit for both people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as an extra, you have fun.
Exactly.
Definitely. But guys, if collabs are so great, why isn't everyone doing them all the time? What would be like the drawbacks?
Communication.
That is very true.
Definitely.
Yep.
It's kind of hard to find people in the beginning for collabs.
Yeah.
Especially like when you're beginning to have an like online audience. But
However, Opalia,
Yeah.
we do know a very good place.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
Welcome to Art Friends, where we
Join the Artist Guild. Link in the description.
actually I found out that we never have it linked in the description.
Oh no.
I mean, we had it linked in the first few episodes.
Really?
Yeah.
Why didn't I see?
Guess you're not paying attention. No. But yeah, back to the communication thing. I think it's like you don't respond to each other's messages immediately.
Mhm.
While if you're just drawing on your own, like it's instantaneous, they're your own thoughts. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
And especially with time zones, when there's like a big difference, you can have like huge intervals between messages. So they're not really optimal to do like all the time.
Yeah.
Like 100%.
Definitely, but there are like some ways to still draw in a collective way. Maybe not in a collab, but like, as I said, in a collective way. For example, in the Artist Guild, which is the server we all knew each other from, we sometimes host things called guild game nights, and then we're pretty much inviting like all of the people in the guild to join us and play some art games, which
Those are really fun.
Yeah.
they are messy as hell, but very fun.
Yes.
You're welcome.
And Coen is at least the main host in there. I was once.
I talk a lot.
Yes. But that's good, because we like a talkative Coen.
Yes.
Anyways.
So, let's move on. We've talked mostly about the one-on-one person collabs. You know, very, like, personal in a way. One-on-one, you know? But let's talk about bigger collabs, like the 3 to 1 gajillion people collabs.
Yes.
What's your opinion on those?
I think they're a lot of fun, though they are hard to host. Especially when it's 20 plus people.
Yeah.
But they can have a bigger time limit, and the topic can be much wider, and you can have so many more like views on a topic, as I said earlier, like some
like with the fashionable quarantine thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Everybody has like a different view on what's fashionable, and you can learn from that too. The more people, the more you can actually learn.
Yeah, a big difference, like that can either make or break, like a big person collab, is if it's just like a server with 200 members and everyone is free to join in, and then you can just join in or you cannot join in, and you're not really obligated to anything.
Exactly.
Or the one that's better and worse in different aspects is the one where you have like I know 20 people and they all need to put something in, like otherwise the collab can't finish.
Yeah.
Like if one person isn't able to, the whole collab kind of fails as a whole.
They are very stressful sometimes.
when like one person doesn't make it, because with one-on-one, if the other person doesn't make it, you could just cancel it or delay it because it generally isn't that big a deal. But like
but when it's like more people, it's getting harder to control.
Yeah.
But yeah, what are your opinions on multiple people collabs, CrazyMay and Speed?
I think they are fun. Like just when you combine like all the pictures together, like this is for when people do individual pictures like characters or anything like that. It's so much fun like looking at people's like different perspectives on like the prompt or their ideas for characters. I just think it's really fun.
Exactly. And like collabs can also have like different uses. Like for example, it's just to push each other in like a group on the social media pages, but you can also use collabs to gift it to people, for example, on their birthday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That could be a thing. We never let Speed talk.
Oh, yeah.
So Speed, what's your opinion on multi-person collabs?
I kind of don't really know what to say other than just repeating the same things, but I do agree that it's mainly kind of just a fun thing to do. That's kind of the main reason why people do it. And the most fun thing is to actually look at the outcome of the actual artwork when all like the different people put each other's work in together. That's what I find the most like cool.
Satisfying in a way.
Yeah, I agree with that sentiment. It's really fun.
Yeah, you said it earlier too, so.
Okay.
Good job, CrazyMay.
It happens to me all the time.
I think they're also I think they're also a bit rarer in a way because you don't always have like that many people to collaborate with.
Exactly.
They're like exotic in a way.
Exotic collab.
Yes, here we have an exotic multi-person collab.
It's very rare. It doesn't bite, but it has some artistic energy, so be careful.
Makes
Why
sense
not?
to me. So let's see. Final like kind of collab would be art trades. Like there's sort of a collab, but not really.
Art trades. Just so for the people that might not know about it, it's pretty much you are meeting up with one or more people, and you're pretty much asking the person, hey, could you draw a horse for me? And the person is like, sure, but you have to draw a candle for me for that. Definitely a fair art trade, a horse for a candle.
I mean, if it's a hyper-realistic candle and like a stick figure horse.
I think then even it's kind of... Anyways, but yeah, that's an art trade.
So you're like exchanging each other's art.
And you pretty much don't have to pay for it.
It's like it's like a commission, except you pay with your own art.
And you always have to ask the person nicely. Don't just be like, well, I can give you an own drawing instead of paying for your commission.
I feel like it's always better to do these sorts of collabs and art trades with like friends that you've known each other for a while, instead of just going to freaking the Instagram page of Big Artist 101 and just saying like, hey,
Big Artist 101 is my favorite artist. Please be there no artist that is called like that, so I'm not getting connected to a person that I don't know.
That link in the description.
Link in the description.
Oh, Jesus. You know that I have to do that, right?
But Jay, yeah. Have you guys done any like particular art trades that stand out in your mind?
I don't think I have. I mean, I guess the reason why I haven't done any of them is because like no one's asked me to, and not only that, but like mostly is because like let's say I work really hard on the picture I make, and then someone else doesn't, and then it's just like I did that for nothing. I got a garbage piece of artwork in return.
I know the problem.
Or when it's like the other way around, when I'm like Oh boy, I just gave a trash artwork to someone else.
But even when like someone gives me a bad drawing in return, I never have the confidence to say, oh, you didn't put as much effort in, because it might as well just be because they had a bad day, or their skill level is generally a bit lower, in a way.
So ignore the first thing I said. Just agree
Like,
with the
imagine
second.
that-
Like just cut out the first thing I said, because that. Yeah. Anyway.
No, we're keeping it in. It's a good point. Like, it can happen, of course. But Speed, have you done any art trades?
No, I actually haven't ever done an art trade.
Right. Have you never done an art trade?
No, not that I can remember. Maybe I haven't. No, I have.
All the people that are watching right now who have done art trades with Speed are just crying.
Exactly.
You don't remember our art trade, Speed?
You guys did an art trade?
No. Tricked ya. But yeah, why is everybody quiet?
I have no idea. Let's see. I have personally done quite a bit of art trades. And most of them have been fun. Some I have been like, damn. Most I've been like, damn. I did not live up to the standards of the other person. Looking at you, Opalia.
What have I done?
Back in the day, when I was like an even bigger scrub lord, and you were like slightly lower than the level you are at now.
Whatever.
You know?
You mean with the snake I drew for you?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, that was a good snake. Best boy.
Exactly. And when I saw those things, I was like, damn, that's so good. Now I feel
I
bad.
still love your version of me.
Oh no.
Coen is having PTSD right now.
Yep, you guys can start the next point. Opalia. Actually, Opalia. I think you can.
Okay, what would the next point be? Animal Crossing?
Yeah.
Why Animal Crossing, Coen?
I wonder
We
why
discussed
Animal
this
Crossing.
earlier, Opalia. Yeah. Wait a minute. We're going to crack this case.
I'm so confused.
What's Speed? What's the first word of animal?
Furry.
Crossing.
Wait, what?
Sorry.
Well, yes.
Furry. Exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly right, Opalia. Now, who do we know?
Oh,
That's a furry.
Coda! Oh, that's so intelligent! Oh
I
my
love
god,
how
I
we've
wouldn't have
exposed them
guessed!
so hard too.
You big brain. We are all big brain people.
Oh my god, that's so intelligent. I'm mind blown right now. 1 second.
Anyhow, this episode has all been a ruse to talk about Coda's birthday.
Yay! Happy
Yeehaw.
birthday, Coda! It's 2 days ago, on the 13th of May. Please celebrate his
Yes.
birthday now.
Woohoo!
No, but
Exactly. Actually,
Well-
for Coda's birthday, we did a big collab with all sorts of people.
yes.
At the moment of recording this, we haven't actually finished it. But
The
Don't
irony,
tell
tomorrow
people
is his birthday at the day of recording.
yeah.
So at least it's 1 day more than we did with Cohen's birthday collab. Haha. Honestly, though.
Thanks, I get to do the background.
But honestly, though,
But Jane,
we actually do a lot of birthday collabs for people because it's a fun present. Like, you can draw with all the friends of that person on like one collab, or my belly is freaking loud.
I mean, we didn't hear it. It was just you talking and then you mentioning your belly.
Oh. Anyways.
I think they're always like, to me, they're like the best gift to receive because it's all your freaking art friends reaching out to you.
Exactly.
And combining their skills, combining their efforts.
Exactly.
And like together putting in so much time to make this one wonderful image for you, you know?
Mm-hmm. Exactly, and like you never know what can happen. Like, obviously, your friends go by your interests. For example, for Coda, it's furries. No.
Yeah, I just drew it. We're just going to draw giant fur balls, and he'll be happy.
Yes. No, but like it's always good to have like an interest that the person has and work off of it. For example, speedscapes, superheroes. So we could do a theme of superheroes. I don't know when your birthday is, Speed, so we will not give you a birthday collab.
It is on the 10th of October. Remember it.
That is correct.
Haha! I didn't forget this one. That's because I had this written down.
Did you actually put my name on it this time?
Yes, I did. There are so many birthday dates on this sheet of paper, and I do not know who they belong to.
1st of September is mine.
Yeah, I know. But like,
remember it?
On this, it says like 2nd of January, 6th of April. I do not know who those are from.
Some of them I can recognize as, for example, PB or something.
Like, I don't know. But Jay, birthday collabs are just really, really, really wholesome.
They are, like, honestly.
Like, if you know someone's birthday and you know all of their friends do art, or many of their friends do art, ask those artist friends and do a collab with them, because it's not only fun to do it with each other, like talk about them in private chat, but also like, drawing.
Yeah.
And having different art sets on one piece. It's always like interesting to see. And since birthdays are not every day, well, like technically are, but not every of your friends have like birthday on every day,
Yeah.
Anyways.
But did you hear about the thing? If there's 20 people in a room, there's like a really, really high chance that 2 people has the same birthday as each other. So technically, lots of people probably have the same birthday that you won't realize.
CrazyMay, when's your birthday?
May 7th.
Happy birthday!
Dang it! We missed it! We'll get him next time.
It was like a pause, and then like all of a sudden, like, what?
That is so sad.
Why did you not tell us?
I mean, I didn't think it was that important. I mean, I don't really view my own birthday as like super big or anything. It's just like, oh yeah, that's the day I was born. It's not that big of a deal.
Next year.
I actually think the same thing kind of on my own birthday. I don't really think as big of a deal as lots of people do.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think so either, but like at least getting congratulated is kind of a cute thing, Also, you're that important, CrazyMay. You're friends of us.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, but
you could say we're art friends.
If Coen isn't here next episode, you know why.
Oh, no. Hello everyone, welcome to Art Friends. My name is Opalia. Today we have Speed, CrazyMay, and literally anyone else but Coen and Coda.
The next episode will just be my Krita rant.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
I think people would actually want to watch that.
Yeah, because it's funny. Cause I use Krita, so we could like do a face-off or something like that. I don't know.
Oh yeah, we'll literally have just
a draw-off.
Yeah, wait, we'll build up hype for the next 10 episodes, and then finally at a certain anniversary it'll be Opalia podcasting with everyone we know that uses Krita and just fighting them all.
Now that is an Avengers level threat.
I know, right?
And then in the end I'm like, oh yeah, by the way, Photoshop is overrated, and everybody is just like, how dare you?
Then literally me, Speed, Coda, all sorts of people join the chat.
Art schools are quaking.
Yep. Professional industry is quaking.
Honestly, though, a program that crashes that often shouldn't be counted as professional.
It hasn't crashed for me ever.
Yeah, same. It's never crashed for me when I use it.
But we're not going to
this is not the point.
No, remember when we talked about art collab?
That was a fun topic.
Yep.
The reason actually we invited Speed and CrazyMay is because of Coda's birthday, because, special
Yeah.
guests, more friends, haha.
Maybe we should just talk about Coda in general.
Yeah, let's just bamboozle
Feed his ego.
everyone listening.
Did you just say
let's
to
just
eat his feet?
No, he said feed his ego. Opalia.
Whoops.
You can do that if you want. Personally,
You
not
know
for me.
what they say. You hear what you want to hear.
I should then.
Anyhow, we're going to bamboozle this episode. This is now the Coda fan club.
Yes.
Link is in the description.
Another link. God, I have so much work to do, Coen.
Yep, you're welcome.
But anyways, birthdays.
We're going to talk about Coda.
The end of this episode is just a mess because I didn't even understand what you meant with Animal Crossing until you said Coda.
I really like how Coda does his faces. Like, they're just so dynamic.
Yes, that's something we all like.
Exactly.
Coda has his faces. But let's start us off by all describing Coda in one word on the count of 3, 2,
Amazing.
1.
Furry.
Oh. Oh my gosh.
We've done it.
We didn't plan that.
Exactly, we actually didn't plan it. That's the thing. That's why it's funny.
I was like the only one that didn't say that. Oh my gosh.
What did you say, CrazyMay?
I said amazing.
I mean, that's also true.
Yeah.
The amazing furry man.
Amazing furry face man. That's how we're going to describe Coda. But actually, how long have each of you known Coda?
Around a year now.
Not
Same here.
long.
I think I've known him for about 2 years and a half, actually. Yeah.
Damn.
It's quite a long
Speed is a
time.
veteran Coda fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The irony, he is not a fan of Coda.
So we've all known Coda for like roughly the same amount of time. Speed a bit longer than the rest of us.
I haven't known him for long. I've known him for probably, I don't know how long, just not long at all.
I think
Like
you
a
have
few
a similar
months?
time. No, because she was there on one of the first guild collabs we did. No, not collabs. The GGN.
Guild Game Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
No,
Oh,
she wasn't.
I think it was on a later one.
Yeah.
She's been in them for quite a while, I think.
Yeah, I have been.
At least a few months.
Yeah.
So let's see. Speed. What did you think about Coda when you started out, and what do you think about him now? And how did your perception of him change?
It's crazy because when we first started out, we're basically both just like 14-year-old artists. We're starting to actually get into art a lot more, like practice more. We can't just bounce off each other. We're inspired by each other. Like whenever he improved a bunch, like I always felt like I needed to match him. So that's why he's always been great in that sense. Like he's always inspired me to actually work hard.
Like a good source of motivation in a way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Awesome. And
CrazyMay.
what do you think about him now, Speed?
Should I say that? CrazyMay.
No, Speed. I'm sorry. I am confusion.
I think about him now. Well, now I've actually got to know him a lot more than before, and he is one of the nicest people you could meet. That's what I really think. And yeah, that's pretty much all I can say about him. And he's a furry. Other than that,
His persona is called Mr. Whiskers. He's on screen now.
So CrazyMay, what did you think of Coda? Like when you first encountered him or met him?
Ha, got it first.
We're never going to let that joke go, are we?
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think he was. I don't think I've really talked to him too much, but he seems like a really nice person. Like everyone in the
Guild?
Yes, and everyone in the guild seems like generally super nice, and it's like super non-toxic at all, and I really love the atmosphere of it. But anyway, Coda really fits in with that because he's
Agreed.
super nice.
You could say we're like child-friendly paint, non-toxic.
Well, I mean,
Wow.
yeah. It's just it's refreshing because there's a lot of places that are toxic, and this is not one of them.
I actually think that's a good point because I feel like the guild wouldn't be as non-toxic as you say it is without Coda. I think he's actually one of the reasons why it's actually this kind, because he is able to kind of just uplift everyone, and he can basically just anyone who draws and who wants to draw, they're inspired by him, and he can just help everyone out, and that's just how he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now imagine like a very well-known artist being like, yeah, by the way, I'm inspired by Coda.
Yeah.
Because everybody is inspired by him.
It's not even just as art, like everyone is inspired. Wait, how do you say it? They are inspired by him, yeah, by his personality and just him, rather than just his art.
Yeah, that's true. Like Coda has a very open and friendly personality.
Yeah.
I want to say this earlier, but I'm just going to say it now. Newsflash: Picasso was influenced by Coda Munson.
Yes, he was.
You can question this, or we can like fight, and we can fight for 1 hour, or you just accept it.
There's also the story about when Picasso was actually a kid, Coda actually helped him out, and he was the reason Picasso's art is so famous, because Coda, he showed Picasso's works for everyone. Everyone hated Picasso. They all thought his art was terrible, it was too weird. Then Coda, he respected it and showed everyone Picasso's art. And this is 100% a true story.
That is not how Picasso's story went.
Who knows? He is dead for ages now.
No, he started out making like ridiculously good and super realistic stuff. Then he was like, "Hey kids, time to paint like a child," and then that got famous, and it's awesome.
Yes,
and that's what is Coda all about, the truth. Because Coda is actually a very honest person. I know this podcast is kind of just turning into everybody has to love Coda, or we are going to steal all your money.
That's what we bamboozled it into. It was first
and
art
the next
collabs.
segment. We're going to talk about how much we hate Coda.
No.
Coda smells.
He smells
but
like
anyways.
fish.
And like
Coen.
Coda smells like a wet dog. Can't tell why. But I'm keeping the closet shut for now. Just to be sure.
Coen.
Yes.
What was your first and your now opinion of Coda? That was good English.
Right, so it's been very similar, but when I started out, I was like more so like, holy crap, this guy is like mature and older, and he can draw very good. That was my voice at the time, completely accurate.
Definitely.
Yeah, sure is. But yeah, I generally saw him as a very respectable artist and person in general. Like, he is so incredibly like calming in a way, because I feel like basically, but he isn't excruciatingly family friendly where you get bored of it. He can make some jokes where you're like, oh, did Coda just say that?
Yeah.
But I feel like he can't even literally his brain just doesn't process any swear word that might exist. Like he cannot say any swears whatsoever. I've had multiple nightmares of him swearing. They are not nice.
I could not actually imagine it.
Yeah, it's very weird that you're kind of like able to imagine someone's voice.
So, how do you think about him now, Coen?
Still the same. Like, he draws a lot and he knows quite a bit more about perspective than me, which is very commendable. And also faces. Like, he's good at stuff that I'm bad at, but I'm not necessarily better at anything he's bad at. So I really respect him for that.
But Coen, you are a good artist.
Shut up.
Yeah, you're good, Coen. I think Coda would say that you're good.
Opalia, what do you think? What did you think of Coda starting out, and what do you think about it now?
So my thoughts of young Coda, more like the first time I saw Coda, was actually that he seemed like a very nice guy. Obviously, like I said in the first episode, and like he's also an ocean nerd like me. We were talking about sea animals for a very long time, and now I think like he's a very helpful guy. Like you can ask him about anything, and he will take time off. Like he even took some time off his birthday just because AJ asked him to help about something, and that's kind of a very nice personality trait still. And I still think that Coda is not only like a good inspiration and motivation for us, but also a good friend that you know he will always have your back.
Yes.
It reminds me of the one time we're in the GGN, and Coda is so nice. He joined the GGN even though he was on his run. That's how dedicated he is.
Post-editing Opalia here, Craig kind of corrupted some of the files in the end, so I will have to edit in some of the parts, like I said, especially my files got corrupted a lot. So in the end we pretty much concluded what we were talking about. Why would you need collabs? Pretty much you can use collabs to learn for your future. Like if you want to work in the industry, you have to know a little bit about teamwork, and that's a good way to learn teamwork. Then one-on-one collabs are great to learn from each other. Like the one person does colors one way and the other one does like shading one other way, and you can kind of see what the other person did to and get better at your own art. And in group collabs, you can kind of learn what kind of different visions people have on the same topic, and learn from that. Like widen your audience, or like your inner library, you could say. Also, like, happy birthday, Coda. I know it's 2 days late now, but the day I'm recording is actually your birthday. And I really hope you guys like this episode of Art Friends. I know it, in the end, kind of got a little bit corrupted, but I hope you still could enjoy it the same as the other ones. And like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you loved it, and we will see you next Friday. And as Speed would say,
This is what happens when Coda's not here.
wear your seatbelts, wash your hands, be safe. Goodbye.
Bye.
Yeah, bye, guys.
Also, wait, I just realized we haven't invited CrazyMay to the freaking Coda collab yet.
Yes, I was like, I'm not gonna say anything.
Gosh dang it.
CrazyMay.
Do you wanna join in?
Sure. So
You have time until this evening.
Oh well, that's fantastic. I'll do
A quick scribble will do, really.
Yeah.
Let's cut that bit out so Coda doesn't hear.
Yeah.
Planning 10 out
Opalia,
of
if
10.
you forget to cut this part
Yeah,
out,
this would be the
particular-
worst.
Wait, leave the part in about us.
But in the end,